Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Taken Grace with another Unreal Engine 5 tutorial video. In today's video, we are going to learn how to create a sort function. Specifically, I'm going to be using this for my crafting recipes, but you can rearrange this to work with anything you want. So that's inventories, that's shop items, that's anything you want in your game. It's going to be pretty much the same thing, just with a few tweaks. For this sort system, we will be sorting by category, but of course there's a bunch of different ways that you can sort, so that'll be completely up to you and your project. If you are new here, I make Unreal Engine 5 tutorial videos just like this one, so if you do want to become a better game dev with me, consider joining our community by subscribing to the channel and joining our Discord, which has lots of people on there like-minded that will help you along the way. Alright, let's sort ourselves out in this video. Alright, here we are. We're inside my ALS4 project where I dump a lot of stuff in here. This is where I first designed the inventory UI series, so I have all my inventory items in here. I've also made a crafting system. I haven't made the crafting system into a tutorial yet. Obviously, if you guys want me to do this, I will. I just can't decide whether I want it to be like an hour-and-a-half video slash 2-hour video, or if I want to break it up into smaller videos like I normally do. So if you guys can let me know in the comments down below which one you would rather prefer. But yeah, I'll show you guys like how to create all these recipes, how to add them to screen, how to create this guy, which was a lot of work. Yeah, anyways. So this is going to be what I'm referencing today in terms of my sorting, just to give you guys an idea. So we need to create an enum to start, and then we will need to create the actual sorting macro, which is going to be inside my HUD class. And then after that, we're going to have to add a couple of events and stuff in places so that we can actually sort and resort some stuff. Okay, so let's add that enum to start here. So I'll just get out of this. I'm going to open up my content drawer. I'm going to go to data. So I understand that this isn't going to be exactly like how your guys' games are, but you will need an enum of sorts. I've already have one created here called item class. And this has every item class that you could possibly have in your in my game here. So make sure you add one at the bottom that says all. You won't necessarily have anything labeled as all in any of your items, but we are going to use this in our sorting function because we want to be able to see all of the items at one point. Okay, so just take a moment to just go through this and make sure you've created an enumeration that has a list of all of the item categories. All right, so following that, we need to create the actual macro in our HUD class here. So for the majority of the sorting function, I assume is going to be all pretty much HUD related. So probably good to put it in your HUD class here. And what we're going to do here is we're going to create a macro. Okay, so I'm just going to put the output here because we're going to be making some work here. Click on input. Obviously, we're going to need an execution pin. Okay, so we'll say execute and then put an execution pin at the top here. Okay, the next one you're going to need is you're going to need whatever the item that you want to sort. So in this case, it's going to be just quickly give you just a little breakdown of mine here so that we can see what it is here. So here's my crafting menu opening up. In here, this is where I get my recipes list. So all of the data assets that I made for my recipes. And then I'm checking to see for every single one on this list if I've already learned this recipe or not, and if I haven't, then I create a widget and add it to that learned recipes widget. Okay, and then I've also created a second array that has all of the widget UI, all of the recipe widget UIs in them. So that is what I'm going to be working with today. So we're going to be sorting those specifically. Yeah, so whatever this array is that you're going to be working with that you want to sort, that's what you're going to be adding here in this macro here. So for this one, I'll just put recipe UI, and I will make that a recipe. Oh my god. There we go. Recipe UI object reference, and this is going to be an array. Okay. The last one we need in here is you need that enumeration that you made. So it's going to be, for me, e_item class. Class with one S because I didn't go to class. But yeah, anyways. So class, there we go. All right, so that has been created. This does not need to be an array, so we can just get rid of that right away. Okay, so this will be a pretty messy macro, but it is required, unfortunately. So obviously we need to get a for each loop with this. We're gonna plug this in here. So we need to grab this enum, and we need to get a switch. Okay. So basically we need to do a double switch, which is a little unfortunate. we'll drag this out. So here's all of the items, all the ways that we can be sorting our items. So it's gonna run through whichever one that we have the sorting on. So to combat this, so right now you'll see that this is gray. Normally this is blue when we have this plugged in, but I think since we're inside a macro, it doesn't do that, because most of the time macros are made with wildcards, which are just, they look exactly like that. So you can plug basically anything you want into them. So just to get around that, what we can do is we're going to drag out of here. We're going to uncheck context sensitive so we can get the actual thing that we need. And in this case, I need my recipe data. Get recipe data. There we go. Okay. And in my recipe data, that's where I've stored this item class enum. I'm going to recheck context sensitive because that will get annoying. Item class. What did I call this goddamn thing? Let's find out. Item class. Look at that. I called it item class. Item class. There we go. I don't know why I didn't show up the first time. But anyway, so yeah, you gotta get that enum inside whatever you're sorting by, like whatever this list is. In there, you should have item class assigned to each one of these. So this is inside my data asset, the primary data asset. This is all the variables I have. So yeah, item class, I have that in there, and then I've set them inside each individual recipe right here, okay? So with that, we're gonna drag out of here and we're gonna get another switch on item class. This one is gonna control the visibility of all of these specific recipes, so that we hide the ones that are applicable and collapse the ones that aren't applicable. So this is going to be a lot of rinse repeats. I'm just going to do it once and then I'll skip ahead here for you guys. Okay, so we need to drag out of array element, and we're going to just create a reroute node here because we're going to use it quite a bit. We're going to set visibility, and the first one will be visible, and make sure it is visible because we are, well, in terms of my thing, I am actually using them as buttons, so we want to make sure that they're hit testable. Okay, so food I'm going to plug in here and make visible. Duplicate this and then plug in our array element, and then this one will be collapsed. And what collapse does, that basically hides it and like collapses the space that is taking up as well, so that we don't have to see them. So you'll guys see it'll look super cool. Anyways, literally all of these except for all we're gonna drag in here. Okay, again, this is gonna get pretty messy, so just keep that in mind. So this is literally all it is. You just got to rinse repeat for all of this, and that'll be the macro. So I will duplicate this. Oops, I saved, but I mean, hey, why not, right? Drag this into here, drag this into here, and now we're doing health. So health will be visible, but food will be hidden, and it's just a rinse repeat. So I will see you guys in probably, I don't know, 10-ish minutes or less than 10, skinny 10, when you guys are all done this. But first, today's sponsor, coffee. No, I'm just kidding. It's like the one thing I would actually sponsor. It's just like coffee. So I actually put this into a collapse graph, and it's actually going to look way neater now. So this one was effect. So yeah, I recommend doing that for sure. So also remember just to go in and make sure things are actually connected here. So I'll do, this one's going to be clothing. I'm going to plug this in. I'm going to plug this in. So even though I did that in the nodes here, I'm going to go in and just make sure that these both of these targets are plugged in. Because yeah, that'll make it not work, and then you'll be like, it's not working. Also, make sure that if you're doing a collapse graph like me, that you actually plug these into the output of the collapse graph. Alrighty, so that's the last one. I'm on key here. We will need to add put the output over here and plug literally all of these in to the output, because this is all a possible path, and we want to exit this macro because we are going to be running through this macro and executing other stuff afterwards. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is we need to, basically the default for this pretty much all the time will be all. So we want to set everything as visible to start. All right, so in order to get all, we need to drag out of item class and just basically do the same thing, get a switch on item class. And we are going to then drag out of the array element, and we're going to set visibility, and it's going to be visible for all of them. Okay, so we'll just plug all in right here, and we'll plug all these in right here. Okay, so we're just making sure all the things are visible, and then that'll be the start when we open this, and we'll set that as the default for every time you open the inventory. Okay, so it should look just like that, and that is the end of the macro, and I hope I never have to look at that macro again, because that is some sketty looking stuff. So, and if it is valid, I just want to drag it out of here and see if it's in the viewport. Oh, what happened? Unreal stopped. Coffee break. Well, while we wait for Unreal to figure out what's going on here. Ah, that's what's going on here. The big old crash, eh? What's happening here? While we're waiting for Unreal to start back up, I would appreciate a like and subscribe to the channel here, and let me know down below if you guys want me to make any more different types of videos for you guys on the Wednesday slot here. Alright, so I just fixed my thing for Unreal crashing. I had to redo like the literal most annoying part of this video, so that sucks, but it is what it is, I guess. But in doing so, I realized, yeah, don't worry about my naming. I was just trying to do this a little fast. But we forgot to add a output node here to the all one, so we'll just put all. Okay, so make sure that that's plugged in, and that should be it for me here. Okay, and the reason I had to redo it all is because I didn't have save on compile on always, even though I swear to God on this project already did that, but I guess not. All right, anyways, as I was saying, we want to go into make some space here, and before we open our menu or whatever the thing is you're going to sort, we want to make sure that the recipe sort type is set to all. So we're going to grab, I'm going to grab my crafting menu, and I'm going to convert that to a validate get. And this is just checking, does this even exist at all or not? And if it does not, we're going to just go straight into here, because that's where we create it in my particular game. Okay, if it is valid, what we want to do is we want to get is in viewport, and we're going to create a branch here. All right, we're just gonna drag this back. What we're looking to do here is if it's already open, then we don't want to set it to all, because obviously we're going to be sorting it while it's open. But once we open it again for the first time, we just want to sort it by all by default. So just create an enum here if you haven't already for our recipe type. Okay, so we're going to set that as all. Okay, or the item class, sorry, is what I meant to say. So yeah, whatever that enum is that you made at the beginning of the video, we're going to make that, and then we're going to go into exec here. If it is in the viewport, we're just going to continue on our merry way here. It's only if it's not in the viewport and we're just opening our crafting menu that we want to set this to all. All right, so now we're going to go into sets recipes here. This is where I create, like, once again, I'm finding the recipes that I've added to the recipes list. So this is, I've created this so like if you find recipes in the world for whatever reason, or you learn new recipes in the world, it's going to add it to this list. And then once you open your crafting menu, it's going to check, have you learned this recipe yet or not? And if it hasn't, then it's going to add it to the learned recipes and then create a widget for it. So that's why I've done it that way. Okay, so all right, in here, basically once I've created all the widgets, now this is where I want to sort them. So I'm going to drag out of here. I'm going to break this actually. I'm going to create a custom event called sort recipes. Okay, and with this custom event, this is, we're gonna fire this off in the sort button that we're gonna make in a moment here, so that it'll actually sort the recipes for us, and then it doesn't actually recreate any of the widgets or anything like that. Okay, in sort recipe, we're gonna get an input of our item class. There we go. All right, and then I'm gonna drag out of our recipe sort type, and we're gonna set that as this item class. And finally, we are going to grab that macro we made and sort our recipes. Okay, and then we'll plug this in here. We'll plug in my recipe UI's widget array, which is this guy here. Okay, and then I'm gonna auto complete it. I'm just gonna go right into here as well, and then we will complete. Okay, that's how that will work. All right, so this portion of the things inside the HUD class should be all done. Now we got to create a widget, like a little widget to go on our screen so that we can actually sort stuff. So we'll just obviously in our widgets folder just make a new interface widget blueprint, and we're going to do something real simple. It's not going to be sort button. It's not going to be, you know, effing spectacular, but it'll basically just get our point across. All right, I'm going to start with a overlay so we can parent multiple things to it. I will grab a button. We'll put that on the overlay, and then I will add text times 2. So text to the button, and then text on the overlay. Okay, so the text on the overlay is just going to say sort, and the text here is going to be, it's going to be a variable, and it's going to be the sort type. Okay, and we'll center all of that stuff here, including the button. And let's just draw on desired on screen. Okay, this should be, it should have a bit of padding, like probably, I don't know, 50? 30. Nah, 50. Okay, so for the button, no padding there. I think that's pretty good, to be honest. Okay, so yeah, for the button, I mean, you know, we're just making something simple here, so there's something super simple, just for the sake of this tutorial here. All right, so we're gonna go into our graph. The only one that needs to be a variable, obviously, is the button, which we'll just say sort button, we'll call it. And the text block here, because that's gonna show what we're sorting by. So in the graph here, let's get a reference to our HUDs. We'll get actor of class. And we'll get our HUD class. And we'll promote that to a variable. HUD. Okay, on event construct, we're gonna get our HUD, and we're gonna get our recipe sort type, or whatever the enumeration that you made in your HUD class, so we know exactly which one it is. Okay. Then we're gonna grab our, you can't see. We're gonna grab our sort type, and we're going to set text. And to turn a enumeration into a text, you need to first convert it to a string. So we'll say toString, enum to string, and then you can plug the string in and it'll convert the string to text. So that's how you do that. Okay, that will get us started here, and then we need to basically continuously update this. So we're gonna click on our button and scroll all the way down and go on clicked, and we're just gonna hit a plus there to get the plus event for on clicked. Okay, this is where we're gonna do some interesting stuff here. So so we actually do need to promote this to a variable inside this particular button, just so we can reuse it again. So we need a way to cycle through basically the enumeration that we made. So we're gonna do a little kind of thing here that you guys hopefully didn't know before. So click on this, make an array. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get our item class here. Okay, and we're gonna just add however many pins there are items. Okay, so food, health, effect, clothing, upgrade, quest, material, building, and one more for key. Okay, so however many there are here, and actually all as well. Okay, we're now gonna delete this. And that should update this so that you don't have anything except those particular items. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab this and we're going to get a find item. Okay. And in that find item, we need to get our HUD class, and then we need to get our recipe sort item type and plug that in. Okay. From here as well, we're going to get last index. It's going to get the last index, which is number 10 here. And basically, when we hit number 10, we're going to tell it to go back to number 0, so it's just going to loop through this list here. Okay? We need to get a greater than or equal to so that we can get this Boolean. And out of this Boolean, we're going to drag and we're going to get a select node. This one here, select. Okay, we want to get this one that has the false and the true. Okay? All right, so the way this works is it's going to take the index, and if the index is false, it's going to select this one. If the index is true, it's going to select this one. So we're going to drag it a find, and we're going to add 1. So it's going to add 1 to this integer that we have here, and we're going to plug it into false. So, okay, after that, we need to plug in our find to here and our last index into the bottom. What this is going to do is this is going to check every time that we hit the sort button. Is this index greater or equal to the last index? And if it is not, which it's false, it's going to just take the last index that you had and then add 1 to it. So it's going to just keep going up by 1. Once it hits the last index and this becomes true, we're going to tell it to go to 0. So it's going to go back to food. Okay? That's how that's going to work. And then obviously here we need to drag out of here and get... Actually, sorry, pardon me. We need to drag out of here. Create a little reroute node and get a ref. And we'll plug in this index, because now it's going to get the index whatever index this is, 0, 1, 2, 3, whatever one it is, and then we're going to return it, and then we're going to set our item type as that. Okay. And then finally, we need to actually run that event in our HUD class and change our text as well. So we're just going to copy this. Copy, paste, plug that in. Okay, so we're setting our text in our text button. Then we're going to get our HUD class, sorry, right here. And we are going to sort recipes, which is that custom event we made. And we will plug in our item class. And that should be it there. Oh, whoops, pardon me. Gotta plug that in there. Okay. All right, so to finish this off, so this will work now. We just gotta actually add it to our menu. So I'm gonna go to my craft menu. There's my craft menu. I'm just gonna go down to user created, and I'm gonna find my sort. I can't see sort button. There it is. So put the sort button on my overlay. There we go. Okay, so that's that. I might actually, well, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna show you guys how this works. So I've hit compile. I'm going to simulate my game. I'm gonna go over to the crafting table. There's all my inventory items. I'm gonna hit sort, and now it's sorting it by food. And I'm gonna hit it again, and it's not gonna work. Interesting. Why doesn't it work the second time? So it worked the first time, but not the second time. So that's interesting to me. Let's just do a bit of debuggage here. My sort button's gonna look super strange, but I don't really care. Regardless, this shouldn't be food. This is returning a 1, which is, this is false. And the return value should be a 1. So it should be getting this array number 1, which is food. Hey, look at that. Oh, you know what? Sorry, I realized that it did not get rid of 0. So we'll remove array element pin because we had the this plugged in before. So I'm gonna do that. I wonder if that was what was tripping it up. Let's see. It was. Ha! That's funny. All right, we'll get rid of this here. So yeah, there you go. The sort button actually works. You can sort by whatever you want. I don't have any quest items or building items or key items. But yeah, basically there's all, and then you can sort them all as you want. One other thing I probably will do off camera is sort them by category again. So I probably will have to create a separate sort mechanic where as soon as it comes in, it's going to take all the potion related ones and then basically re-add them to a new array and then spit it out. So that it sorts all the potions together, all of the food items together, like basically sort them all per this category. But obviously, you know, it's a little bit neater in the all thing, so they're all kind of lumped together in the same thing, if that makes sense. So how about I challenge you guys to create that with what you've learned in this video, because it's going to be basically the same thing. So I will let you guys do that on your own, but if you guys did like the video, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments down below what you guys want to work on in the future here, and if there's any videos that I can make that will help you guys make that. Even if it's something I don't know how to do, I'll figure it out, and then I will show you guys how to do it. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys dropping by. I do have a video here in this very region here that will help elevate your game some more. So why don't you click on that video, and I'll see you over there.